Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening. As they say, every other evening, but it hasn't been, has it? The last couple of days we've done rather well. We've had young commentators in, and also we had Lee Christou in yesterday. Well done, Lee. He was talking about coaching. I'm sure anyone out there who's beginning coaching or is coaching will understand where that came from. Lee was looking for a bit of advertising. Yeah, why not? Like many of us coaches do, or us, not me, those, yourselves. And you obviously find out a little bit more as you go along. So good luck to Lee. We'll have him back in the studio before long, discussing how he's got on with things. Also, I'd just like to say, can't start the show off, can I, without giving our boys a good mention. Good performance, I must admit, 4-0. I didn't think it was going to go like that. I thought that Ukraine were going to turn up. I don't even think they did turn up. Once that first goal went in, they started playing a little bit of football, but that was about it. But it didn't look as if they were going to win the game. So congratulations to each and every one of you to getting us through to the semi-finals. Yes, Denmark, it's going to be a tough old game, but Denmark aren't looking to be the force that they were, but they can improve. But I doubt it very, very much now with those fans. I'm sure they'll up at 10 or 20,000 to make even more noise and give us that little bit more of an advantage. Well, that's what you'd do, wouldn't it? Surely you would do. The fans are going to be the be-all and end-all of the game. They're going to get really behind them, and it's no good booing anyone. Just get on with them. The England team will probably go hell for leather, go at them in the first 10 minutes, get a goal, early goal. Then that'll put Denmark on the back foot, and they'll have to come out attacking just like Ukraine, and that's when the floodgates will open up, surely. But then the final is going to be a really, really tough one. Remains to be seen if we get there. Anyway, good luck to our lads. I must admit, you did perform well, and it looks like the whole nation is getting behind you now. I will honestly say, I sat there last night, I wasn't jumping for joy. I don't know what it is. I think what's happened is over last season when I was watching games, no fans were in the stadiums. I was getting bored at the games, even my own team, Liverpool. It knocked me for six, and then VAR as well. So when you scored a goal, you were waiting. Is it a goal? Was it a goal? And I don't know. The excitement seems to have gone out of me at the moment. So England is not going to bring that around. I think when the Premier League season starts again and we see fans back and the atmosphere returns, and less maybe a VAR, that might bring a little bit more enthusiasm to me. But I'm really, really trying my very, very best to really get myself motivated when I'm watching England. It's just like I'm sitting here, a goal goes in, I go, yeah, there's no excitement. Who else is feeling like that? Anyone? Or am I the only one in this country? I've got to try and get behind them. I have got my shirt. Yes, my England shirt out the case. I did wear it the other night with the young commentators because they were wearing their England stuff as well. So I've got to get myself motivated when it comes to supporting England. So we're very, very close now. So maybe the next game may just do that. Let's see. I'm still waiting for the nation to explode. I usually have banners out when it was England, and the excitement was always there. But I think there's only one person in Mars Street who's got some flags out and all that. And I just couldn't be bothered, and I don't know why. I really, really don't. Anyone else feeling like that, please let me know. Mal at don'txthelion.com, and there's our friends on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. Anyway, this morning, I was out and about. Yes, I was out and about, and my lads phoned me up and said, can I make it early kickoffs to watch my grandson Ruben playing some football. And I thought, do you know what I can do before I can get into work, anything like that? I will do. This is what I'll do. So I went to go and watch a football in Tyburn Street. Nice 3G pitches there, and I think Liverpool Football Club, they own the pitches and they run from there as well. Anyway, under fives first and then under sixes into the second game I was going to be watching. And do you know what the difference was? I didn't have no ref spec gear on whatsoever, no don't cross the line gear on, and I just thought, do you know what, I'm going to mix watching the games. It's been many, many years since I mixed with all the parents and watch the game. Even though, watch my grandson play a game, he scored as well, he won the 2 games, but it wasn't just about that, because they're only developing. We know coaches have got their work cut out. They really have when the kids, 5, 6-year-olds, are playing football. So he's played for 2 teams, under 6s and under 5s as well, his own age, and it was just to improve him, and he is improving. But again, those age groups, no matter how good you are as a coach, those kids will always follow the ball. We all know that. We really, really do. Unless you tie them and pull them back and give them the space, they're going to develop, they're going to learn, the coaches are going to make sure that they do that, and as they get older, that comes with the game. They start understanding it, they're learning, they're developing, they're enjoying it. That's why they all look around and they're all watching each other, because they're all kids having fun. And that's what they think it is, chasing that ball is having fun. They don't really know that it's got to be passed there, over there, move back, look to space, let's have a little shot at goal, pass the ball around, even the goalkeepers, throw it out, kick it out. It's all developing, and I'm watching every move of all the kids, and you can see the developers and you can see the kids who are really, really concentrating. You can see other kids who aren't concentrating, they're catching flies and things like that while the game's going on. We've all seen it, we've all been there, probably we've all done it. But anyway, that's the kids' football. And I'm with all the spectators, saying nothing, just watching and listening. And unfortunately, you do get them. They're still believing that the kids at 5 years of age, 6 years of age, have developed. They're shouting to them, even though the coaches are on the sidelines. They're telling them where to be, what to do, when to move, when not to move, when to shoot, always shoot, and when to tackle, throw a tackle in. How many times I was listening to that today, it was just unreal. So I'm taking it in, obviously for the future, and to see where we're going and don't cross the line, and just sort of like taking notes. And I'm not speaking to no one. I'm Billy No Mates on that day. So it was good. Yes, looking around, listening, sun shining, very, very warm, bit of rain in the morning. Well, hey ho, got on with it. The kids got on with it. They were all in uniform. There's no referees. Now I really, really believe, watching these games, you need a whistle. You really, really need a whistle. The kids, because the managers, the coaches on all games are all shouting, are all trying to tell them. The kids can't hear it. They're all low voices. Corner, free kick, ball's gone out, throw in, and the kids are still playing. And it goes on and on and on. But as soon as you've got maybe a referee in that middle and the whistle goes, the kids are going to learn more, because even the referee will help. The referee will say throw in, the kids are understanding it, it's gone behind. Even when it goes behind the red line, the kids don't understand it on these 3G pitches. They wait till you tell them, or you catch their attention to let them know, because they'll chase that ball all day. But my honest opinion, it will develop them more if you have a whistle. If a coach has a whistle, and then they explain to them why they've given it, what they've done, like a referee should do and will do. But I'd always say, at those ages, bring a few referees in, give them a couple of bob if you want to, yeah, that's it, that's what they're there for. But it'll improve the kids' development. I honestly believe that. You're good coaches, but at the end of the day, that whistle, it speaks volumes, and it really, really does. And also, it gets them used to the referee, which they should be getting used to the referee. Even at 5, 6, 7 years of age, that's what they want. That's what they see when they watch football. That's what we portray to them. There's our beloved team, Premier League, Division 1, whichever it may be, Football League. They're the professionals, and that's the way you want them to learn. And they always see, excuse me, a referee in the middle, but they don't on theirs. See a coach or a manager doing exactly the same. And to be honest, you'd all have a go, but you're not there. You're not part of that, because you're concentrating on your own team. You're looking after the kids as well. So it really shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed that you do that, because you've got to give 100% to the kids if you're developing them and you want them to learn. And you can't do that if you're on a pitch. You can't start shouting a little bit of advice to them, but it's the other kids who are suffering as well while you're doing that and they're waiting, and it's not your fault because you're the coach. And unfortunately, no one wants to pay the fees of a referee for those age groups. But honestly, if you want development, I'm sure the parents will all chip in, muck in and say, I like this. And then you can just find out about parents as well on the touchlines, because if they're the ones who are going to be in the future that we've got to tackle, we've got to talk to, we've got to say, any more of it, obviously we report it to the county FAs and the committees, then it's going to do them the world of good, because you as a coach, you as a manager, would know who is an irate parent, grandparent, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, whoever it is. You would know, and you could tackle that yourself and tell them how you want to be, how you want those kids to be, how you want them to behave on a touchline. And just because little Tommy can score goals and you don't want to lose him off the team, because that's what most coaches do, they don't want to lose the better players, and if they tell dad off or mum, then they might take them elsewhere. They don't want to shout at them, they don't want to tell them. You've got to, because the kids will learn more, honestly, if you do, and it'll stop those kids shouting and arguing as well. If mum and dad aren't shouting and arguing, giving verbal abuse to a referee. And at that age, I'm sure the referees can take it, because the coaches will go over to the managers, to the parents, should I say, and explain to them how they should behave. You should be telling them anyway that it's your job to develop the children while they're there, they're in your care. They should be quiet from the touchlines, like I was today, didn't speak a word, just let on to a few people, that's about it. And then there was a manager that recognised, he let on to me as well, so I'd have been a giveaway if I had all the badges and things like that. But I've got to monitor, I've got to take notes, because they're only friendlies, they're not real games, they're not nothing like special, like a league game. But you see the parents really getting wound up, and the tackles go in. Kids don't mean to tackle, because I was watching one on our team, and it was funny, because their own teammate tried to kick the ball and wellied little Ruben, who's my grandson, and he went flying, just gathers himself up. Kids at that age tend to tackle each other. That's the way it is, because they're missing the ball, they can't coordinate themselves at the moment. No matter how good you are as a coach, you'd have to be really, really extra special person or a kid to know that at those ages, you know if they pick it up and they're watching the ball, the rolling of the ball, the way it goes. I think you know where I'm coming from. The kids don't, they're too slow at the moment, and they're all kicking as a ball, and they're all wanting to, and they don't back off, they don't back heel, they don't dribble these plays and go round everyone that some of these parents do think that they should be doing. They think that the child should be going round every person in that team and slotting the ball in the back of the net. That's the way football should be played. Not really, they don't understand. Kids have got to develop. So there is the point I'm making, that the parents aren't really understanding. Maybe take them to a coaching session and give them a coaching session. Maybe that, I don't know. But parents get in the head, because they're the Supersonics, they were playing football, they know the game, and that's why they're saying throw a tackle in. It's wrong, just let them develop. The kids will learn, they're winning the ball, and then they'll move back, and then they'll find space through the coach, and they'll pass it on. We were talking about this yesterday, but I'm listening today, but I was listening more to, not the verbal, there was no one to verbally abuse, but would the referee have been in that middle? Would they have wanted to shout at the referee, free kick that? Because for some reason when they see a referee in uniform, it brings out the worst in them, not the best in them. Some great parents, don't get me wrong, there was a lot just talking away and laughing. I heard some women laughing, they could understand the way the kids were going in and all chasing the balls like cattle. They all come in there, don't they? And then you've got to sort of try and talk to them where they should be, and they need to concentrate. And I saw one, and it must have been 15 minutes into the game, with the biggest yawn ever, while someone was waiting to take a free kick. So he was obviously shattered, and the weather's not going to help either. There's so plenty of water, keep them on the toes, and they just love it. They don't want to miss it. That's their game, and they just love putting that kit on. And I think you all know where I'm coming from. But please, if you now, this is the next group coming into all your leagues, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us. We've got our work cut out, as I say, because listening to them, yeah, you could understand, you know who the next bunch are going to give that referee that little bit of verbal stick. Yes, so we've got the next breed coming out. The ones who know it all, the ones who shout and think they've got the world beaters in their team and their child. That is it. That's what makes a difference. If we can sort of attack them now and tell them that you do not want them part of the club, if that's the way they're going to be irate. It's you coaches out there, when you start coaching and it's your team, you've got to get that message across to them. Because I saw one or two coaches, and I watched them They can hear what's going on, and nothing is said whatsoever. If I was in my uniform, as I say, always when I say uniform, respect gear, don't cross the line, I just go and talk to them, and I think they know anyway, to be honest. So yeah, we're the CCTV of grassroots football. When we're there, nothing happens. When they know we're there, nothing happens. When we walk away, all hell can break loose. We've seen that many, many times, and we've had the report on that as well. But you know where we're coming from. We want to try and make sure that these spectators are not going to be irate. They're going to be really freshened up and just support the kids. Encouragement is the key. That's what grassroots football is all about. These were still coaching while the coaches are on the touchlines. We're behind the barriers. And you know, as I say, I'm mingled. It was an experience. I haven't done that for some time. I'm going to be doing it quite a lot by the looks of things. And I think I'll have to start putting my badge on and my top as well, because I can talk. I can kill two birds with one stone, as they say, can't I? Because I can stand there listening to them, talking to them. Maybe won't be the popular person, but we can always take a report. You'd always have the team in front of you, and they could be aware of it, but you would know. And then I could approach the manager and the coach and just say, your parents are very irate, I think you need to do something about it. Obviously the report will go in to the committee or the FA, and they'll do something about it. It's not nice to do that, and especially when you can control your temper yourself. You have an attitude problem, that's the way we look at it, so you need to curb that as well, and put that into your head when you go to watch your grandson or granddaughter go to play football. It's what it's all about, letting the kids enjoy themselves and leave the referee to referee. So take a little bit of advice on that one. Get your own whistle as well if you're a coach and you don't want to pay out for a referee. But when they see a refereeing kit as well, maybe it makes them a better person. Maybe it understands, and the referee are telling them why they give a free kick, and they'll stop all this herding together. Anyway, we've got 3 minutes. Nice cup of tea. Yes, so that's what grassroots football is all about. I know there's summer leagues going on out there, and I'm reading up on incidents that's still happening there as well. I don't know how the referees are getting on with all this, but it's a summer league. It's all about winning trophies, it's all about winning games. Unfortunately, and the older they go in the age groups, well, the bigger the problems, unfortunately, but a lot of parents do keep away then, so it becomes the teenagers on the football pitch who take charge of themselves, and then the committees have to deal with that. So whatever you are, if you've got tournaments, you've got summer leagues, please, you take the ref spec with you, you go out there and make sure that you just encourage all the kids, no matter what their ages, both sides if you can. It's a game of football, enjoy it while you can, and enjoy the development that you see from the kids on football pitch. And leave the referees, forget that they're ever there. Pretend that you're at a 5 or 6-year-old game as well, where there's no referee, the managers are there, and maybe you could ref from the sidelines, I don't know, but once the whistle goes, do you see that? Someone was there today at the academy games, blowing a whistle, yes, blowing a whistle, and they all stopped. That's what I'm saying. Kids will understand when there's someone in authority, and they'll learn a lot quicker. So let me know, coaches. Give us a message, malatonsextheline.com, add me as a friend, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. And it's been a great weekend for, as I say, interviews, young commentators. Lee turned up yesterday, was hoping to have a third one, but hopefully I'll get a special one next week, and it'll be about coaching and the activities of a coach on and off the field of play as well. If I can get this in, I won't announce it just yet, but I'll get it in and we'll let you know exactly. And I'm sure you coaches will be really, really interested indeed, and your mums and dads, parents as well. Okay, we've come to our last minute, so without further ado, I've got to show my support. I've been saying, I've got my shares out the case, it's all packed away to take on holiday, so I've got to show my support, haven't I? And I've got to turn around, and I really do have to say, come on England, because we won't be back till Friday next week, and that game will be over, and then we'll be talking a lot more about that, and I might even have my top on. So in the meantime, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you very, very much indeed for tuning in over this weekend. We will be back on Saturday. If there's an emergency meeting that we normally call, then we'll be back with them. But in the meantime, thank you very much indeed for tuning into the Grassroots Weekender show. I'm Lee signing off. So for myself, Respect Campaign, young commentators, laying his coaching business. Well, it's not a business, but he's working for them. Good luck to them. We'll be back next Friday evening. Come on, England. Let's do it. Let's get to Wembley. Well, the final, once again. We are at Wembley next week. Fingers crossed, I suppose. Let me get in the mood, and I hope you're all in the mood, and the nation goes wild, because we need a bit of enjoyment in our nation at the moment for what we've been through. And what an answer that could be. It's coming home. We'll see you on Friday. Good night. God bless.